Hi guys, in today's video I'm going to show you how to complete your Common Application. You're going to learn how to determine if your school accepts the Common Application, and you're going to learn how to complete all of the supplements that some of the colleges require. So the Common App is now used by over 500 colleges and universities, including international schools. So if you are applying to some of the great private schools out there, chances are you can't avoid the Common App. But it's not as intimidating as it seems, and we're going to walk through everything. There have been a couple changes since the new Common App was released August 1st, but I will show you how to overcome any challenges that you might encounter. So the first thing you're going to do is head to commonapp.org, and you're going to click on Create an Account. And it's just going to ask you for some basic information. Again, you want to make sure that you use an appropriate email address and a password that you can remember or keep handy, because you will be logging in and working on your Common App frequently. So once you've created your account, it's going to take you inside the dashboard, and you'll see there are 4 navigation tabs at the top: Dashboard, My Colleges, Common App, and College Search. Now, I already have a list of colleges here because I've already added some. Your screen will be blank, and I'm going to show you how to add or search for the college that you're applying to even see if they accept the Common App. So the first thing you would do is go to the College Search tab. You'll type in the name of the school. So let's type in Tufts University. Now, another great thing about the search feature here is you can search by zip code. So if you want to find schools that are close to home, you can use this area down here. You can also search by deadline. So for all you procrastinators out there, if you're still trying to find a school that's accepting applications, then you can type in a deadline and click search, and a list of schools will pop up. So let's see if Tufts University accepts the Common App. We're going to click search, and yes, it does. So before we click on this, I just want to show you another cool feature. You can actually find out a lot of great information about a college by clicking on the link here. And you'll see on the left side there are a number of different areas with information about the college. So if I wanted to find out some general information, you could find out the campus size, you could find out the number of students enrolled, the percentage of students that attend the school from out of state, the in-state tuition. You can also find out admission trends about the college. So how competitive is the college? And you can see up here it says Tufts University is competitive. You can also see what admission factors the college weighs more heavily. So in this case, character and personal qualities are very important. Class rank, extracurricular activities are important. So you can see there are a lot of great facts that you can learn about the college in the College Search tab. So we're going to go back to the result list. We're going to check next to Tufts University and add that to our list. So if you go to the dashboard now, you'll see that Tufts University now appears. So once you've added a college to the dashboard, you'll see that it will appear, and eventually as you start working on the application, you'll also see the deadlines. You can see the status of the application here, whether it's pending or if it was submitted. And the red bar here indicates that there's no requirement. So for Bard College, there is no writing supplement required, but there is a writing supplement required for Eugene Lang. The next tab is the My College tab, which is where you'll complete specific information such as supplemental questions and assigning recommenders for each of the schools. But we're going to come back to this section. I want to jump over to the Common App. Now, all of the information that you input in this section will be shared with all of the colleges to which you apply. So it's very important, especially for under the writing section, that you remember that the way you answer your question here should apply to all of the colleges that you are applying to. So the first tab is the Profile tab, which asks for basic information. You'll input your name address, languages spoken, etc. The demographics section is optional. Colleges like to gather data about their schools and the students that attend them. And in this case, colleges look favorably upon diversifying their campuses. So if you think that this could benefit you in any way, you definitely want to complete this section. The geography tab here will ask you about your country of birth, city of birth, and how long you've lived in the United States. Here under language, you will just indicate the number of languages that you speak. The citizenship section is pretty straightforward unless you're an AB 540 student, in which case you'll want to click on this section over here just to get more clarification. I would seek help from your counselor in completing this section. Finally, the Common App fee waiver is a very important section. You want to complete this so that they can determine if you're eligible for a fee waiver. The next tab asks about your family, your parents' education, careers, and information regarding your siblings. Now this section down here is quite important because if you do have any siblings in college, I would list their names first. This will positively affect the amount of financial aid that you get. So rule of thumb with the Common App is always lead with the most significant information as well as the most impressive aspects of your high school career. The education section is where you will need to pull out your transcript. First, you're going to input all of the high schools that you've attended, including the graduation date and your counselor's information. You'll be able to explain whether there was an interruption in your education. If you had to switch schools for any reason, you can explain that here. Under colleges and universities, you'll be able to enter any college classes that you took and the format that you took the class in, and whether or not you have a transcript available. Now, for some of you, the college class grade will be on your actual transcript. So you will just be able to send that in. Anytime you see a red asterisk throughout the application, that means it's a required area, and the green check marks mean that either that section is optional or you've already completed the section. Under the CBO section, this is where you'll list whether you were involved in a college readiness program, whether it was ETS or Upward Bound, anything like that. You'll want to indicate it here. You can select how many, and you'll be able to list the organization and the counselor who worked with that organization. Under the grade section, you will report your class rank. If your school does acknowledge class rank, you'll also input your GPA. And if you need clarification on this section, you'll notice there are these prompts on the side. You can always review that. The Help Center has already kind of laid out some of responses to some of the most common questions or concerns, so you can reference that on the side. Now remember that whatever GPA you enter here should accurately reflect your transcript, because you will be sending in your official transcript. Under the current year courses, you'll be able to list up to 10 courses, and be sure to enter your best courses and grades first. You'll see here that you'll be able to enter the title, the course title, whether or not it was honors, AP, the credit value of the course, and the term of the course. So again, you can enter up to 10 courses here. When you scroll down to the bottom, you'll be able to input any honors that you received. I want to be clear about this section. This doesn't mean honors courses. This is where you're going to enter accomplishments and certificates and special recognition that you got. So you could list up to 5 awards or certificates. You will enter the honors title. So let's say you got Academic Excellence Award in your 11th grade year. So you would type that in and select 11th grade. Or let's say you won the state decathlon competition. So you might enter that title here, and down here you could indicate whether it was a state or national competition. So again, you can list up to 5. There is another section later in the application where you can add additional honors and accomplishments if you need to. The future plans tab here is quite important. You want to make sure that you demonstrate interest and commitment to your education. So you'll want to select your career interest here and highest degree earned here. I wouldn't leave anything blank on the Common App. You want to make sure that you take advantage of all of the empty space. So even if you're unsure, check off something that you might be interested in. Now on to the test scores. The Common App allows you to super score, meaning you only have to report your highest score. So if you took the ACT, you only need to submit your highest composite score and your highest individual section scores and the days you achieved those scores. If you took the SAT, then you would only need to submit your highest section score and the dates you obtained that score. To clarify, the prompt says to input all of the tests that you wish to report, but that just simply means if you only want to report the SAT, then you would input the SAT, and likewise for the ACT. So in this case, I'm going to enter my SAT score. So I've selected SAT, and I will click here to input all of my SAT information. So again, here it says the highest critical reading score and the date that you obtain that score. Now, having said that, I do want to stress that some of the schools have their own test requirements. So you do need to make sure that you check with that school. So for example, if we go back to the My Colleges tab and we click here on Bard College, if you scroll down, you'll see that every school has their own test policy. So you want to double check this. Some schools will require both the SAT and the ACT. And remember, you do have the option of declining to report your scores, but it is to your benefit, especially if you have solid scores to report. If you have any doubts about this section, whether or not you should or what you should report, you definitely want to talk with your counselor. Also keep in mind that in addition to completing this section, you will need to submit official test scores directly to the school. So the activities section is where you get to boast a little bit about all of your accomplishments in high school. This is not the time to be shy. You want to list your most impressive activities first and indicate whether or not you had a position of leadership, what grade you participated in that activity, and also if you plan on continuing with participating in that particular activity. Again, this is a time for you to really spell out for the college who you are outside of your test scores and your grades. They want to get to know a little bit about you, and your activities and how you spend your spare time definitely says a lot about you. So the final section is the personal statement. You will read through all 5 prompts and select one. Your essay should be anywhere from 250 to 650 words. A solid essay is around 500 to 550 words. The difference between the newly released Common App is you can no longer upload your document. You have to type your essay directly in the text box here. So you want to make sure that you've done a spell check and that you've checked for grammar and that everything is solid when you go to type in your essay. Now we're going to go back out to the My Colleges tab. This is where you're going to complete supplemental information for each of the colleges. So again, the Common App is the information that will go to all of the colleges. In the My Colleges section, you're going to complete information and supplements that are specific to each college. So Bard College, for example, has their own set of questions in addition to the Common App that they want you to answer. Colleges like Sarah Lawrence have a set of questions. They also have an additional writing supplement that they want you to complete in addition to the Common App personal statement. So if we click on this, you can get an example of some of the questions that you would need to answer. And some of them are more involved than others. It's really important to review these questions earlier on so that you can start brainstorming and getting your first draft done. Because if you wait to the last minute, you'll see that this is what can really feel overwhelming, is the additional requirements. You'll also be able to assign recommenders from the My Colleges tab, so you can electronically submit to the counselor and the teacher that you would like to complete your letters of recommendation. But first, you're going to have to sign the release authorization form, and this is just basically saying that it's okay for your school, to release records to the different colleges. So you want to complete this section. You can see here it says, I authorize every school that I've attended to release all requested records and recommendations to the colleges to which I'm applying. And here's where you will indicate whether or not you want to withhold your right of being able to review submitted documents, or if you waive it. So once you've sign the release, you'll be taken to this screen where you can select the kind of recommender that you are inviting. So with a new Common App, you have the option of inviting a counselor, teacher, or other recommender, which could be a community leader, an employer, anyone who you think might know you well and be able to write you a solid recommendation. Down here, you'll see a list of all of the recommenders to whom you submitted requests. So once you have completed the questions and the supplements for each school, this is actually where you will submit your final Common App. You'll submit your Common App separately from the writing supplement. So if we click on Preview and Submission Common App, you will see that it may list things that you have yet to complete, but be sure to do a final review before submitting. Now with the new Common App, you can access submitted applications and make changes to it, which is great, but you only have up to 3 edits for the personal statements. You want to make sure that you provide accurate information, especially when it comes to the writing portion of the Common App. Another thing to note about the Common App is they no longer accept athletic or art supplements, so you can always include a link to your athletic or performance reel under the activities section, but most art supplements now are shared through online platforms, so you'll need to double check with your college with regards to how to submit your art supplement. Okay guys, this was a very detailed run through of the Common App. Now it's time for you to take action. So head over to the commonapp.org website and be sure to create your account. One final thing that I want to point out is with the new rollout of the Common App, there have been some glitches, but once you click on the Help Center here, you'll be taken to a screen that will list some of the most common concerns and issues that have been occurring, and you can click on the link, find answers here, or if you have a question, you can simply click ask a question up here and submit your question. They have been really great about response time. So I hope this was really helpful for you all. If you have any questions, you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/nextgenerationgraduate. Also, if you are a school that uses Naviance, you want to make sure that you talk with your counselor and review this process with your counselor. Okay guys, good luck with your applications.